Even live, probably. Live stream. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, so let's get our discussion for the slot 3 of CAT 2023. Already 3 slots are over. And for all viewers, we can find that it is our first cut view about this particular slot, whatever we have discussed with our students. And we got some kinds of responses. And as for that, we want to find it out. We want to share our observation of this, me, Joyantu sir from Erudite Kolkata, and our other two faculty members, this Sagnik from BRC segment and Shudeep from Quant segment.
Hi guys, good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
So we need to make a discussion about this particular slot 3, and let us make the discussion on it. And I want to give this discussion for LRDI. This particular slot 3, as far the slot 2 concern, if I take it up, more or less it remain similar kind. And same trend is CAT is getting tougher. That is the only trend we can find it out as far our first
Yeah,
view.
especially quant section is getting tougher. People are expecting a moderate arithmetic part, but they are now being disappointed because the level of difficulty has gone up compared to CAT 22.
If we
That
take
is
this CAT 22 in compared to CAT 21, that the time students got first hurt with this LRDI segment. LRDI was tough.
Yes.
But at the time, quant was possible.
Moderate.
Some people with hard work, those who are not from the quant background, was trying.
Yeah, even for everyone, even people who are not from engineering background or science background, even they could do 4 or 5 questions.
And for that, only the arithmetic was the segment, wherever people can do.
Because arithmetic was devised because there are so many questions who are coming from arithmetic, keeping in mind the people who are from non-engineering background so that they can have a fair shot at CAT. Now, that is being compromised with the higher level of questions or the difficulty level being increased.
And that difficulty level from algebra also.
Not just
getting greater participation.
Not just the difficulty of the questions, but also
number of questions.
The number of questions, as in the question mix, which type per subsection, that has also changed.
Means, what do you want to say?
So there is a shift in the difficulty because the mix is new. The question mix, the types of questions, or what frequency, say, we had for arithmetic versus algebra versus geometry, that has changed. So that is one factor adding to the difficulty of the
similarity. If you say that similarity is questions from number system and higher math. If I say numbers, this higher math is permutation, combination, probability, and function graph. That area it remained less, but
almost zero. Not less, it's almost zero or vanished more or less.
Almost zero
or vanished.
But the point was, good number of students was trying to do from the segment of arithmetic, which is critical. Now, whatever view we have seen that in majority of the area, this segment of arithmetic, the questions it appear, it was such kinds of complicated questions, or maybe the information was not that much easier that students solving it was facing a real trouble, and they are not sure whatever they have done. So means overall math section is getting really tough. So that is one kind of
above moderate to difficult.
So what will happen as per this overall cut up? It will come down.
It will come down considerably compared to the previous year. That is the initial estimate.
Chale, let's make the discussion about this LRDI as per the slot 3. And in this segment, whatever we have seen that trend or the number of questions, per set questions, these all remain more or less. It is same as per this individual slot.
Yeah, the 4 sets. In every paper
regarding this last year condition. So total number of questions remain same 20. Total number of sets, it is remain same 4. And per set questions, it is also 5. Logical, all. We will not consider the data interpretation set. I
Acha,
can
in
see
my
there are some.
from my like
One minute, one minute.
information.
Let me
Yeah.
finish. That
Yeah.
I have gone through some other kinds of information, some other kinds of area wherever people are saying that data interpretation sets are there. But my observation, data interpretation, whatever it is called, that data interpretation is not at all present.
Yeah, because there is
You
no data
can
given. There is no graph, table, or line graph.
no
There is no such.
data not given. Data you need to find it out and then you need to feed, then you need to make the calculation.
Right.
So it is not at all data interpretation. It is LR.
LR.
LR wherever your some part of calculation involved.
Quant-based
Absolutely.
LR rather.
So this
So-
year we had basically no graph-based sets,
Yeah.
No
right?
graph
No
based.
graph.
No
No
graphs, no vents.
No
Right.
vents. Even innovative graph was initially it was present. That is also not there.
Right.
So entirely logical mind. People, these CAT entire exam structure is to find it out logical mind. The people, those who can logically get into the data and try to find it out this answer, that is the major target.
The one
Though
set was on network-based diagram.
that is LR. That
Yeah,
is also
network-based diagram. Network diagram.
network diagram. That is also LR.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, and that network diagram is comparatively, my information is easier. That is
Doable.
the
Exactly.
easiest set of the out of this course.
Exactly.
So
Doable.
here,
It's
in
not
the
easy, but doable.
easier. I am saying easier in
Easy.
compared to other.
Other, right.
So
So the only
basically,
one
four
set
sets.
was doable for average people.
So out of these four sets, there are possibility in this particular slot, people can go for the two sets also. So it may possible that in compared to the second slot, this one is some bit easier, but I can't say properly. Still, this LRDI overall, it remains similar as referred to our last year. So level of difficulty remains similar.
Same, similar.
Same. But only one segment, that is the math segment, wherever lot of crunch has happened.
Yes.
So let's
That's the
go for
impression.
these other section analysis, VRC zone, which Shagnik will do. I am handing over to Shagnik to make the discussion. Shagnik.
Right, sir. Thank you very much. So VARC, according to the pattern this year, from the previous two slots, it was unchanged. It remained the same. I would repeat that means that there was a change from last year. Last year we had the 3-3-2 pattern in the verbal area, verbal subsection, and here we had the 2-2-2-2 pattern. So we basically had four types of questions in the verbal. Now, if we look at the overall pattern, or rather the breakup of questions, then you will find that it has remained consistent at the overall 24 questions. So no surprises there. No specific surprises for this particular slot. So total number of questions in the RC, that remains at 16. Total number of passages, 4 passages, as it was. Questions per passage is 4 questions per passage. There were no theta questions in the RC subsection. RC never has theta questions, and there were none this time. The overall difficulty of this subsection was that it was slightly harder than last year's paper, and it was at par with the morning and the afternoon slots. Pardon me, made a mistake here, but anyways, slightly harder, but it was at par with the morning and afternoon slots. Not much difference there. In terms of the VA, the total number of questions were 8. We had 2 questions of jumble sentence, 2 questions of summary, 2 questions of para completion, and 2 questions of odd statement. The number of theta questions, we had theta questions in the jumble sentences, and we had theta questions in the odd statement, raising the number of theta questions overall to 4 questions out of 8. The level of difficulty, this was slightly easier. Slightly easier compared to both last year's paper, and also slightly easier compared to the afternoon, morning slot. Of course, I have heard most people say that this subsection was, or this part was easy, or
Exactly.
overall this section was easy comparatively.
Out of the
that
three
is
slots, three sections, they are finding the VRC section the easiest.
the most doable, the
Exactly,
easiest.
exactly. Same
That
happened
is
in slot 2 also.
right. So, but I've heard this from the slot 2 students more in particular. Here, the students are saying that it was doable. I would still hold that the overall difficulty of this particular paper, this particular section, was overall moderate. We had a fair mix of medium and tough questions.
Yeah, but there were some still medium questions, but in quant and LRDI, there was no medium level questions.
True,
So that was a shock point.
True.
So that's
Now,
why they're finding solace in VRC.
Correct. There were reports of one odd statement question being mandatory in the
That happened, yeah, in the slot 2, but nothing as such in slot 3.
Nothing as such in the slot 3.
Or in the 1 also.
Yeah, which makes me think that because it was not there in 1 and 3 and was there in 2, it might have been some sort of a glitch. Could have been. We'll have to see more. But let's see about that, because I find it a little out of character that they would just introduce something like this, something which would be very vital in the second slot itself.
Yeah, in one slot only out of the
in
3.
one slot only. So otherwise, this remains the same. I believe that overall, while the CAT cutoffs might be lowered slightly because of the higher difficulty, I believe that the quants cutoff might be lowered slightly because of the higher difficulty. LRDI should remain the same. We might see a similar cutoff, sectional cutoff for the VARC section as compared to last year, or depending on the section, it might just be increased slightly, because comparatively some areas at least was of the section were comparatively easier. Now, I would say that it's not that the overall section was easier or tougher. It is just that the number of tough questions or medium questions, no easy questions as such, number of tough questions and medium questions, that has switched a little bit. So that's overall for this section. That's about it. So I'll hand it over to Sudeep for the quant section.
Yeah, thanks, Agnik. Now, quant section, as we had started with the discussion with quants being the sore point in this CAT. In all the 3 sections, the quality or the difficulty level of quant section has gone up, making it a very painful situation for all the non-engineering background students.
So the situation is this year CAT major discussion point is quant.
Quant, exactly. Because our analysis or our understanding was that IIM wants diversity in their campuses. They want people from non-engineering backgrounds. And only to ascertain that, they have to decrease the quant level. They have to incorporate more arithmetic questions.
But this is now reversed.
Yeah,
which is now reversed. It is now reversed to the point that
if it is not fully reversed, but they have changed the tactics in the sense now they are still giving arithmetic questions, but they have increased the participation of algebra. Right, so they want the algebra, but of course they have reduced higher maths and number system, which are the pressure points or non-engineering people are not good at. So they have maintained that part, but they have increased the difficulty level of arithmetic, which many people are not prepared about.
Sudeep, say one thing: if the algebra contribution is getting higher,
right,
and arithmetic is getting critical, then how non-engineering background students can crack this math section of it?
They have to pull up their socks. They have to practice more arithmetic questions. Maybe they have
to. Can you say that the non-engineering background?
It will be challenging. It will be challenging for them.
Now, with practice, can do better in algebra. It is
with practice they can do, but again, everyone has their own limit. It's not that if IIMs keep on increasing the limit, then students can also catch them up with practice. It is not possible. There has to be some questions which are sitter or which are doable for everyone. Otherwise, it will be difficult for non-engineering students even to cut the cutoff.
That word of sitter is not applicable in the math section.
No longer, not this year. Even last year, I found a couple of questions were sitter. Very simple questions in arithmetic.
Right.
Questions in arithmetic was a sitter.
No, these year also slot 1, there are 2 or 3 questions.
2 or 3 questions, yeah. Slot 1
of the times we discussed.
Also, slot 1 has been easier, but slot 2 and slot 3 has done the massacre, rather, to put it in a milder language.
Direct forward type of question is not at all present.
No.
So another very significant talking point would be engineers versus non-engineers this year, because
even engineers, I have spoken with a couple of engineers, they are also finding it challenging.
true,
They are
true.
also not prepared.
So perhaps we are talking more engineers in the 100 percentiler category.
We have to see how the exams, I mean, how the results pan out in near future. Then we'll get a greater
Sure.
clarity how they performed. But as
Sure.
of now, things are looking bleak. But of course, it's looking bleak for everyone, not for engineering background. But overall, as we say, started with the discussion that the cutoff will go definitely lower for everyone this year, at least in quant section. There is no doubt about that. Now, getting into the topic-wise, arithmetic again had major participation, around 8 to 9 questions. Some people said 7, 8 questions, which is a norm. In algebra, definitely now the stakes are high for algebra. They have increased the participation of algebra to 7 to 8 questions compared to previous year when it was about 4 questions, roughly 4 or maximum 5 questions. Geometry, it has been steady with 3 to 4 questions. Number system, I have got question one. Number system, definitely it was about some prime numbers whose factors are 4. So it's a basically combination of factors and prime numbers. So it's a pure number system question. It is back, which is a good news. Higher maths, there is no question on permutation, combination, probability, function, graph, nothing. So that section is already left out. So as you can see that the main exam, or the whole exam is centered around arithmetic and algebra. So roughly 70% of the exam is only based on the 2 blocks, arithmetic and algebra.
The 2
And
A's.
yeah, so we have to give more emphasis algebra. The more the surprise factor is that algebra participation has increased. People have got questions for sequence and series, and then surds and indices, roots, progression. They have got questions. Logarithms, they have got questions from. So inequality, some people got inequalities, some has not. So overall, arithmetic questions are, I would say, from moderate to difficult. Hardly any easy questions. It is moderate to difficult. And same for algebra and geometry. Overall, it will be moderate to difficult. So overall, I would say the difficulty level is higher compared to the last
geometry,
years.
you can say it is difficult.
Yeah.
Chances of
maybe some question maybe moderate, 1 or 2 questions, maybe moderate, clicks with someone say, but others we cannot say. But overall, in a nutshell, we can say it would be around from above average or moderate to difficult rather. So this is what we have for slot 3 analysis. So as we can see overall, we can say that the difficulty level of quant section has gone up. And on the other hand, verbal and LRDI has remained more or less steady as with respect to previous years. Now, with this, we are going to sign off. If you have any more questions or queries, do call us or write back in the comment section. And tomorrow, we'll come up with the detailed analysis of the 3 sections by 2 p.m. So stay tuned and visit our website.
Okay.
All right. Well done, everyone.
Okay. Well done. The job is done.
Back for the people, those who have read
now
it.
Time for relax. No need to worry. Everyone is in the same boat.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye, everyone.